What is going on today, YouTube? Today I am actually driving on my way to San Antonio. It's actually Christmas Day. We're going down to see my wife's family, and then I get to turn around and come right back because you guys all know that duty calls. So I figure I got about a 2.5, almost 3-hour drive, and I decided to go ahead and do a cigar review because why not, right? Thanks to the great laws in Texas, hands-free isn't required all the time, so that lets me do this in the realms of the legal law, if you will. Don't forget to always wear your seatbelt. So today I have the Cuban Round. This is a cigar that I've actually carried since the beginning, and this is their Connecticut version. I've already cut this open, and I'm going to do a little bit shorter version just for safety's sake here. I've already done a cold draw on it. The cold draw on it is very much a dusty leatheriness, and the smell on this wrapper definitely matches that. The taste on the cold draw is more leather, while the smell on the wrapper is more dustiness. This is actually not a Cuban cigar. I know it's got that kind of trademark Cohiba design to the banding. These are actually hand rolled in Nicaragua. They are rolled in a Cuban sandwich style. So I am going to light this up. There's a really nice sweetness that's coming off this tobacco right here. I suspect that this is an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, just because the price of these. I sell these for $4, and this is actually the nice long Churchill, which I specifically chose because I knew I'd be driving for a while. I actually have done a review of the Cuban Rounds, but it wasn't this exact same one, so I figured I'd take this opportunity. There's real nice sweet tobacco. I don't really taste any leatheriness in there. It's very, very light flavors, almost like a floweriness, mixing with that tobacco. So that's the first light, and you know the drill. I'm gonna get into this first third and stay driving safe. So I'm just about through the first third, and you can see this smoke production has just been excellent. The draw on this cigar has just been excellent so far. The ash is hanging on very, very nicely because I do usually have the windows open whenever I'm in the car, so I give it extra props for hanging on. I actually specifically tapped it so it wouldn't end up in my lap. There was actually a pretty nasty split here in the first third of the cigar, and it went the burn ended up pretty bad for just for a few minutes, but I mean, you can see it straightened up really, really nicely. This is actually probably one of the better burns I've had on a cigar in a long time. And like I said, with this cigar being under $5, I give it extra props for that as well. As far as flavors go, that kind of flowery tobacco sweetness is still there. I feel like there's some wood tones hiding around underneath, like some lighter woods, like some pine, not quite cedar, but just kind of something like a piney wood tone there. Definitely a very light cigar overall. So I'm gonna get here into the second third and be right back in 1 sec. So I am finishing up this second third of this Cuban Round Connecticut. So far through the second third, that sweetness has really dissipated for the most part. It's developed a really nice toastiness here and there that's kind of come in and out and in and out. I would say it's not steady, but it's definitely there. I'll get it on a couple puffs, and then a couple puffs later it's not there, and then it's back. Really interesting on these flavors. The draw is excellent. The burn here is excellent. As you can see, the ash is hanging on nicely. I'm sure it'd hang on a whole lot longer if I let it hang on. I already had it fall into my lap one time before, so smoke production is still excellent. So I would say overall the flavors have turned a little darker. I think it's just because I'm kind of getting further on into the cigar, and not necessarily because the rollers intended such a. They obviously didn't intend such a drastic change, because the flavors have definitely changed, but they haven't changed that much, you know. Really happy with it so far, so I'm going to get into this last one. I made it here to the city of San Antonio, as you can see right there, in all of its glory, quote unquote. And I'm also just about done with this here Cuban round. I see now why people buy so many of these cigars from me. Like I said, I have smoked them in the past, and this is a cigar that I've had since the very beginning, just because you know, the price on them was great, so I brought them in, and now I see why people really just get them all the time. Smoke production is excellent, the draw is excellent, the burn is excellent on it. That sweetness, it has really come back in this last third. It's been mainly on the exhale though, whereas at first it was all up front. So it's real subtle, but it is definitely there on the exhale. The flavors have turned to like darker wood tones, a little bit of toastiness. I would say the same flavors, just a little bit darker. There's definitely a cigar that you could smoke all the way down to the end. So very happy with this cigar. I haven't really had anything bad to say about it. So if you're not there already, brothersfindtobacco.com. Don't forget you can also find us on Facebook and at Twitter. Twitter we are Brothers Find Tob, T-O-B. And as always, Merry Christmas and thanks for watching.